Hello there for the 30th time. I would like to say sorry in the beginning for this video being later than usual. I've been trying to get this video done for Wednesday. As usual, we got videos on Wednesday and Saturday. However, it just took me a little bit too long to record material that would be interesting for another episode. Hence the reason of this video being late. But anyway, once again, I am sorry if I kept you waiting. We are back into episode number 13, and I really hope that the wait was worth this time, because I've got quite a lot of different interesting bits to see in today's episode. Let's dive in. This journey was supposed to take us to Seppermeru, however there were quite a few different things that stopped me in my tracks and basically got my attention to focus on something completely not related to my original destination. And one of them, and also the first one on the list of distractions for today, was a bear mini-boss, which I haven't seen before, so I naturally had to have a look if I can stand a chance against him. One skull at this point in our journey through exiled lands is not intimidating anymore, however the bear was quite tanky and it was dealing quite a lot of damage, so I decided to step in and help Nog. While me and Nog were trying to deal with this Papa Bear, a Mama Bear decided to step in and help Papa Bear, so we had to deal with both of them at the same time. Thankfully, none of them were a threat to us at this point, so we dealt with them and carried on. All in all, we've got 4 bear cubs that we could try to tame in future episodes, as I am still trying to get a greater pet, so who knows, maybe we're gonna have a greater bear. While getting closer to Seppermeru, I've noticed this tiny rhino, and obviously I had to grab it, so we can try and get a greater rhino as well. And what you are seeing right now are Shattered Springs. This is a very good location to farm brimstone, granted that you have got a mask that will prevent you from suffocating due to noxious gas. Also, a question out there to you, Conan veterans. Is there any lore hidden behind these kinda weird looking trees? And coming back to the gas cloud, it spans across entire Shattered Springs, so be careful where you step. I was constantly pushing forward when I found another obelisk, so naturally I had to come off the horse and attune our bracelets, so if I finally find the map room, we'll be able to use it and teleport ourselves to a location that I will desire. And right next to the obelisk I have noticed these 4 praying skeletons in front of some massive building, which obviously got my attention. And as per usual, I have sent Nog to deal with this for me. There were quite a few skeletons on our way to the entrance of this building, so we had to deal with all of them before we could continue. This place is the titular Klael's Stronghold, so we have to go inside and explore what it has in store. As you could see, that little pause was me being a little bit hesitant before entering the building, because obviously I wasn't entirely sure if that's a good idea. And now that we are inside, this place is called Warmaker's Sanctuary, so let's go inside and explore it. First noteworthy thing is that behind the stairs that we have just descended through, there are 2 chests that, at least in my case, had 2 pieces of the golem inside, so it is definitely worth to have a look at them. Okay, so how about even tankier world boss skeleton ghost? Yeah. So, while Nog was busy fighting with the world boss, I have been cleaning the area from smaller enemies so that they don't deal too much damage at once to him. And once the boss has been defeated, I had to have a look inside and I found a fragment of power. I still have to figure out what this is for. And nearby there was a note that was trying to tell me about traps. If only I have read it. And this is obviously going to be shortened for you so I don't waste a lot of your time, but I was stuck in here for a good few minutes before I decided to go inside. And by stuck, I mean, I wasn't glitched or anything like this, it's just me being scared of what's inside, because this place looked like it could have been housing a boss. Anyway, once I finally decided to go in, I was very surprised to see this in here. The more I continue these series, the more I understand that I barely know anything about Conan Exiles, and that is why I was surprised to see this in here. And as you can see, I was just running away because I thought I triggered a trap that could spawn a beast that I would have to fight with. Or that the room would be filling with a gas that would kill me, but nah, nothing happened. So, as I wasn't entirely sure what is hiding behind these doors, I carefully opened one of them and I have noticed quite a few kneeling skeletons and quite intimidating skulls on the wall, which technically got me to get back into the room. And I navigated to the other doors to try and find my entry point into this instance, so I can kind of figure out what I am fighting against and how hard the fights will be. And as they say, third time lucky, as when I have opened the door I was instantly attacked by two skeletons and I haven't really had a choice but to fight them. This little fight allowed me to understand that not every single enemy in here is very powerful, so I started diving in. Almost literally, as I have stepped into a pool of blood, but that's another story. Once skeletons were dealt with, I kept pushing forward, thinking there might be a room to clear out of another horde of skeletons, but I have noticed this creature. Apparently it's called Servant of the Priest King. I don't really know what Priest King, but I guess we're gonna find out in the future. Once defeated, it will drop 1 out of 7 legendary weapons, and you might be lucky to get something that you're looking for. It is quite tanky, but it doesn't pose a lot of threat, so if you have half decent follower, you should be able to easily defeat it. And as you can see right here, it dropped one of the 7 legendary weapons, and in my case it was Jebel Sag's Prowl, which is a nice touch because I am using daggers quite often. On top of this, it has dropped a statuette that we will require to obtain a key fragment from the map room we have seen a few minutes ago. Now is the time to visit the red room. I could see just a single skeleton roaming in front of me at the end of the room, but I wasn't fooled as I knew there will be more of them in here. So I navigated my way up the stairs on the left side and I found this, which is a little relic fragment, which I don't really know what is it, but I guess I'll find out. In this room you can also find quite a few different loot chests as well as a sorcerer's scroll. Onward to glory. Another room, another giant king, and this time it's apparently the Archivist's assistant. He doesn't drop any legendary loot apart from the books that will give you temporary buff. On my way through the map room I have tried to open the door that was locked previously, but it said that inner Sanctum key is required. So I figured out I need to really defeat the third king and then see what happens next. And this room must be the most difficult out of 3 pre-king chambers we have visited so far. I would say it's only because of the sheer number of the enemies that you have to fight with at the same time, but if you have a good gear, you shouldn't worry too much. Yet another chamber and the same tactics. While Nock is dealing with the boss for me, I've been dealing with smaller enemies so they don't bother him too much. And once that was done, I have left Nock to do the honors and finish the last of 3 kings. This fallen king was the Warmaker's Adjutant, and apart from the statue, it has a chance to drop 1 of 4 legendary weapons. Now with all 3 kings defeated, I have enough statues to see what's gonna happen in the map room. Obviously I haven't had a clue of what I am doing, so I tried to place these statuettes at random to see if any luck will help me. Somehow 3 in a row worked like a charm. Since nothing noteworthy has happened, I was trying to figure out what these statuettes were doing in here. So as I haven't had a clue of what they are doing, I tried to take a screenshot and I've noticed one of them disappeared. That's the time when I started panicking because I thought I might need to fight these bosses once again. Before I allowed panic to settle in for good, I have decided to visit the door that I previously tried to open just to see if it's unlocked now, and guess what? It was unlocked. So, placing these statuettes basically allowed me to unlock the door that previously required an inner Sanctum key. I guess now we have it. Anyway, we are going to continue this story in the next episode as there is too much stuff to talk about. Thank you so much for your time. Drop a like or dislike accordingly, leave a comment or even subscribe. And if so, I will see you in the next one. Deynon, out.